scientists actually classify animals. And scientists can classify animals in a lot of different ways. But what does classification mean? Does anybody know? What does it mean to classify something? Yes? Yeah, perfect. So put animals into different groups. Very good. And we usually use about 5 main groups of animals. Does anybody know one? Yeah? Amphibians, very good. Invertebrates, very good.
Mammals.
Mammals, very good.
Vertebrates.
Okay, that's an even bigger class. We can talk about that in a second. Reptiles, very good. And birds. Awesome. Good job, guys. Those are our 5 main groups. So if you want to go even farther above that, you have invertebrates and vertebrates, right? So let's start with invertebrates. So what makes an invertebrate different from a vertebrate? Yeah.
Invertebrate doesn't have backbone.
Very good. Perfect. So what does a vertebrate have?
Backbone.
A backbone, right? Very good. So that's why we call it a vertebrae. And so in science, you would call that group chordata. Chordata is anything that has a backbone, which is a lot of different things, right? Are there more invertebrates or vertebrates? You guys know? There's a lot more invertebrates, that's right. So invertebrates range from a lot of different things. You have things like coral, which is an animal, believe it or not. You have things like scorpions, or tarantulas, butterflies, ants. All those things are sorts of different types of invertebrates because they're missing that vertebrae, that backbone. What do some have instead to give their body structure? You know?
Backbone.
Not a backbone.
Bone.
Not bones.
Like they have this attachment to like this to keep them
Kind of, right? So what gives our body structure? Our skeleton, right? I can walk around right now because I have all these bones in my body that hold me upright. But for an animal that has no bones, they might need something different called an exoskeleton. Have you guys heard of that?
Yep.
Yeah, what do you know about it?
Exoskeletons don't have backbones, but they protect the inside tissues of animals.
Very good, right? So it's going to hold all that stuff on the inside because you don't want your body parts on the inside floating out, right? So here's an invertebrate. Very beautiful blue morpho butterfly. Now this is an insect that has an exoskeleton around the interior part of his body. Has a nice hard coating that will help keep all that gushy stuff on the inside because you don't want your gushy stuff coming on the outside, right?
Yes.
That wouldn't be very good for you. So this guy is actually really cool. Have you guys ever seen one of these?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, maybe not in person, right? These guys from the rainforest. But they have a pretty cool adaptations. We'll talk about that real quick. Do you guys think this camouflages very well into the rainforest?
Yes. Very. The high blue.
Is it green? Are there a lot of blue in the rainforest?
Show us in the back. Show us the
Yeah,
back.
I mean if you're up in the sky, right? But not so much if you're in the trees or on the ground. So this guy has a very special adaptation where when he closes his wings, changes color.
Ew.
When he closes his wings and he lands on a tree, he will blend in perfectly. So you can take a rest and not have to worry so much about being eaten by other animals. So you got that nice big change there, which is pretty cool. So, invertebrates. Main thing, they don't have a backbone. That's a really easy way to classify a whole lot of different invertebrates. But as you go down the line trying to figure out what type of vertebrate you have, you can get a lot harder. There's a lot more characteristics that scientists have to take into account. So, let's go ahead and we'll meet an invertebrate. Mr. Steve will take out a friend for us to meet who has no backbone. I don't know the name of this thing. We have Steve.
Wait, no, it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday?
Yeah.
We have 3, Morticia, Wednesday, and Grandmama for Adam's Family fans in the room. So this is Wednesday. Wednesday is a rosy-haired tarantula. She has no backbone, right? Do you have questions?
Is that actually does it have an exoskeleton?
It does have an exoskeleton. So she does have a hard outer coating just with her. It's covered in hair also. So she has
Okay, I'm
another
gonna
layer
walk
of protection.
around and let you look at it, but you're not gonna be able to hold it or touch it, and please don't be banging on the case to see if you can scare it. Just look, okay?
For Adam especially. And the reason for that is that the exoskeleton is very fragile. So that's why we don't hold them. Even if I hold her in my hands, I have to be only about a foot above the ground. Because if she fell at this height, she could actually break her exoskeleton. And that's not good, right? We break bones and it hurts, so you can imagine breaking your whole outside of your body would feel like. So that's bad for the tarantula. So we have to be very careful with them. Another reason we don't like to touch them is because of all those hairs on her body. So this type of tarantula in particular has what we call urticating hairs. And those are on the back of her abdomen, that big back section you'll see. So if she gets scared or if she gets nervous, she'll actually take her back legs and she'll slough those hairs off of the back and they float into the air. So if you're a predator and you're chasing after a nice tasty tarantula morsel to eat, those hairs are gonna get stuck in your eyes and in your nose and it's gonna hurt. So if any of you guys, especially my adults that had fiberglass in your skin, it's prickly, it's painful, you can't get it out, so that's what it feels like. And urticating hairs can do to us too if it gets under your skin or in your eyes or your nose. So that's another reason why I don't be touching all the kind of irritating hairs too. Plus you can bite. Alright, really cool. Real quick, does a tarantula have venom or poison?
Venom. Venom. Venom.
Alright, thumbs up if you think venom, and thumbs down if you think poison. Let's see, not running our hands now. Alright, there you go. So most of you got your thumbs up. Very good. She has venom. So venom is something that is injected. So you have to be like bit and then injected venom into your bloodstream. Poison is something you eat. So if I lick it and I die, it's poison. And if it licks me or bites me and I die, it's venom. Okay? Or get sick, you know, I'll die every time. Why do tarantulas have venom?
I actually have a question.
Okay.
Why do tarantulas have venom?
Oh, that's what we're trying to answer, right?
Wait, is there like a pouch inside the scorpion tarantula's body? So is it like a little pouch that they hold all their venom?
Kind of, yeah. So it's just a chemical process that they do in their body to create that. But it's something that's really important for their bodies to have. Why? What are these for?
Venom is to kill predators that are trying to eat them.
Okay, predators and what else?
For the food. Mammal.
Yeah, prey, right? They're food. So, tarantulas don't have mouths like you and me. They don't have jaws, so they can't chew food. Essentially what they have is a hole that leads to the inside of their body. They can't digest anything solid, so essentially their venom will turn the inside of their prey into a liquid and they drink it. It's like having bug milkshake all the time. It's like if you ever get your teeth pulled and you gotta drink out of a straw and have smoothies all the time. That's what a tarantula does every single day. Alright, very cool. So, invertebrates, they have no bones. So every other animal we're going to talk about after this is a chordate. It's an animal that has a backbone. So we'll move into that group. Let's start with...
Oh.
How this? We actually didn't talk about this. It's a fish, right? I didn't think about it because I don't have one to show you today. But I do have a skeleton. Fish are really hard to transport into the classroom, so we don't have one of those here for you guys to meet today. But fish are chordates. They have a backbone. What other characteristics would a scientist use to classify a fish? What do you guys think? That's a backbone, great, but what makes it different from a reptile, an amphibian, and a mammal?
It had gills.
It has gills, very good. So most of them are breathing with gills. What else? How's our body covering different than other animals?
They have scales.
They have scales, awesome.
It's moist.
Okay, very good. So we have wet, kind of mucousy, gross scales. And this is the time to live its life in the water, very good. Is it gonna lay eggs or have live birth?
Lay eggs.
Lay eggs, vast majority of the time. So we classify fish based on their ability to lay eggs. Are there some fish that have live birth? Technically, yes. Some species of sharks do have live birth. Not all animals read the book. They don't know the rules. Yeah.
Does a seahorse have live birth?
Yes, basically. So the eggs are hatched on the inside and the babies come out. So essentially this type of live birth. So okay, so we got scales for our body covering. We're usually living in the water. We lay eggs. Are they cold or warm-blooded? Cold, and what does that mean? Alright, we'll phone a friend. What does cold-blooded mean? Yeah? Very good. Yeah, so we don't balance our own temperatures. Very good. So temperature is based upon the temperature in the outside. So temperature of the water is going to determine the temperature of the fish. Very good. Like I said, I'll have fish to show you. So we will move on to... Okay, so what about these guys? What are these? Frogs. They're frogs and they're a type of what? Amphibian. Very good. So let's talk about amphibians. questions real quick. So how are they different from fish?
They live on land.
They live on land and?
They grow lungs.
Very good. So we're going to grow lungs, part of our life cycle. What else? What's the body covering different?
They have legs instead of a tail.
Okay, so we're going to have legs. What else? Yeah.
Wait, they don't have scales.
Very good. What do they have instead?
Skin.
Yeah, slimy skin, right? Very good. Slimy skin. We're also going to have legs for part of our life. We're going to have lungs for part of our life. And let's see, do they have lay eggs or have live birth?
Legs.
They lay eggs. Very good. And are they cold or warm-blooded?